Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I made Moroccan couscous. Trust me, this is the best way to eat couscous. For those that don't know me, I actually lived in Morocco for 4 years. It's my second home, and we all know how good Moroccan cuisine is, but I didn't really take advantage of it. This is the only Moroccan dish that I know how to make, and we used to eat it every Friday and on occasions. So it's like the national dish in Morocco. Really good. So to prepare this Moroccan couscous, you need vegetables. You need about 7 vegetables. It's like a rule, 7 vegetables, but it depends on which vegetables you like. And then for the seasoning, it's quite simple. It's just salt, turmeric, ginger powder, and some black pepper. And then I added in some ghee, which is like salted traditional butter, and a tiny bit of olive oil and some lamb meat. You can either use lamb meat or chicken. And of course, the couscous. I am using 3 cups of couscous. You also need some onions and some tomatoes and a bunch of parsley and some chickpeas. I have here pre-cooked chickpeas because it takes a while for them to cook. So I start by chopping the onions and the tomatoes, and in a pot I add half of the olive oil. This is like a quarter cup of olive oil, and I put in the meat, and I add the chopped onions and tomatoes. So I cook that for just like few minutes, and then now I will add the seasoning, which is salt, black pepper, turmeric, and ginger powder. So I mix all of that together and let it cook for about 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, you have to be mixing this or else it will burn. So after about 10 minutes, I add about a liter of water and let that boil. So while that is boiling, it's now time to prepare the couscous. So I add a splash of olive oil to the couscous and some salt, and then mix that, and I'm gonna add some water to it, a splash of water. This is not warm water or hot water, it's just room temperature water. So add a splash, make sure the couscous is wet, and then you put that in a colander and you're gonna steam it on top of your pot. So this is how they traditionally make it. I mean, it's very simple to make couscous. You can just pour in hot water and within 10 minutes it's done. But I am trying to make it the way that the Americans do. So they steam it on top of the sauce that they're cooking. So after 10 minutes, you have to steam this about 3 times for it to cook. So after the first round, 10 minutes of steaming, you add in more water, make sure it's wet, and then steam again for another 10 minutes. This is the second round of steaming. And then for the third round of steaming, I like to add in some of the sauce to it, just so it would give it that flavor. So here I am checking it to see how cooked it is, and I realized that I just need one more round for it to be cooked. So I added some of the sauce, and then still I'll add in some water as well, just like the previous 2 rounds. So you ensure that all of that is mixed. So I'm adding the water here now and mix everything, and then put it back in the colander and steam it for a third round for 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes your couscous is ready, really. So to put it away, I will still add some of the sauce again to it, just because. You don't really have to, but trust me, it does make a difference. So I added a tiny bit of the sauce and then mix that and just cover it, and it's ready to be served when you're done cooking. So then now I prepare the vegetables. You cut them into very large pieces like so. That's the zucchini, some cabbage, some squash or pumpkin as we would call it. Peel that and cut it into big chunks. And I've peeled the potatoes and the sweet potatoes and the carrots, so I'm just cutting them into big chunks. I'm cutting them longitudinally because of the way it's served. You need the vegetables cut longitudinally. So then now that you've chopped all the vegetables, and that was the serrano pepper, you put in the parsley, like the whole bunch, no chopping or anything, just put it in like that. And make sure it's tied because you don't want it all over the place. You would have to remove this later. And then you put in the vegetables in the sauce. So don't worry, the sauce seemed to be tiny amount, but that's okay. Quid, you might worry that it won't cook the vegetables, but it will actually cook it. The vegetables are easily cooked and they do release some fluid as well. And then after about 30 minutes, the vegetables are cooked. You add in the chickpeas, let it simmer for another 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And you can adjust the seasoning here if you want, like taste it and adjust it. And then it's ready. So I start by taking out all the vegetables. I must confess that some of my vegetables were quite overcooked. I should have removed them earlier. And then I removed the parsley, and that goes to the bin or the trash. And here I am serving it. So this is how it's served, because in Morocco traditionally you eat as a family from one plate, just like we do in Gambia. So you serve everything on one big plate. And here it is served. You can have a tiny bit of sauce along it for those that would want more sauce. And this is how it looks like. It was really delicious, trust me. It's very, very good. And here we have it. So nice. Try it and let me know. Trust me, if you try it this way, you will never go back with couscous. Thank you for watching. Bye.